Today we will discuss about a study in which if the KRAS mutations are being eliminated from the pancreatic cancer cells, then the immune system gets active and work on the cancer cells towards triggering the apoptosis. So, in our previous videos, we have discussed the importance about KRAS mutations. That is, more KRAS mutations are more predominantly found mutations in most of the pancreatic cancer patients. So, and also one more thing that has been found is that patients that have high amount of these KRAS mutations in the tumor cells has the low amount of T cells, that is CD8 plus T cells, whereas the patients that has low number of KRAS mutations, they will have more amount of immune cells or CD8 plus T cells. And also in terms of the survival rate, uh, low KRAS mutations people have higher survival rate compared to the high KRAS mutations patients that has a lower survival rate. So the paper, the abstract that we discuss in this video will talk about how they have checked the effect of the pancreatic cancer cells if the KRAS mutations are being inhibited. So let us first understand what is the normal functioning of this when of the pancreatic cancer cells with these KRAS mutations are on. So when the KRAS mutations are on, they have this checkpoint inhibitors. They will generate this checkpoint inhibitor, that is PD-L1 myeloid cells. And this PD-L1 will interact with the uh, receptors that are found on the T cells, this PD-L1 receptors, and thereby deactivate or suppress the T cells or the immune cells. And this is the reason why the KRAS mutation, increase in the KRAS mutations will lead to the decrease in the immune cells, and that it will also helps, thereby it will also helps in immune evasion. So however, when the KRAS mutations are off, what will happen? There is a less number of, or there is no formations of this PDL1 positive myeloid cells, and so because of that, what will happen? The immune systems will not be deactivated using, will not get deactivated by these checkpoint inhibitors, that is PDL1 ligands, since the myeloid cells are devoid of PDL1 ligands and they cannot deactivate the immune cells. And simultaneously, this cancer cells has a property to release cytokines such as interferon G, that is shown in this graphical abstract figure, and that will activate the immune cells, and it will has more number of CD8 plus T cells, which is the which is the another name of activated T cells, and or special kind of activated T cells that has CD8 plus receptors on it. And this CD8 plus T cells can interact, has this FASL fast ligand that can interact with this fast receptors on the cancer cells. The fast is also known as the that receptors. That is, when these interactions occurs, it will trigger that the when the cancer cells that does not have this KRAS mutations will be deactivated, or not deactivated, will be uh, death or dead through because of the triggering of the apoptosis through this interaction, that is fast, that is present on the fast receptor, that is present on the cancer cells interact with this fast ligand that is present on the immune cells. And one more thing that these studies has find out is that when the KRAS mutations are on, it will also reduce the formation of these fast receptors, that is that receptors, by through the epigenetic changes in a way that will uh, cause methylation of the promoter, that leads to the formation of this fast, that methylation of the promoter in the DNA sequence that is responsible for this fast receptor promotion. So once the methylations of that promoter occurs, this number of fast receptors that are produced on the cancer cells membrane will be reduced. And so When the KRAS mutations are on, it works on two different ways. First, it will generate this PDL1 positive myeloid cells that will inhibit the T cells or immune cells. At the same time, it will reduce the amount of that receptors through the epigenetic changes by methylation of the promoter of these fast receptors. However, when the KRAS mutations are off, these two factors will be reduced drastically, and that will cause the immune activations. That will cause the immune, or that will cause the immune system to work against the cancer cells, and thereby will cause the death of the pancreatic cancer cells through apoptosis. We will discuss how they have did these studies in our upcoming videos. So far, I hope you got an idea of the importance of these KRAS mutations in the pancreatic cancer cells, and why it is important for the pancreatic cancer cells, why it is important for the survival of the pancreatic cancer cells to have these KRAS mutations. If you need to understand more about this topic in detail, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description, and also make sure that you will go through our subsequent videos so that you will understand how they make this hypothesis and how they have validated this hypothesis. That's all for this video. Thank you for your time.